Today is Saturday, November 9. So finally tomorrow is my day off, but I'm working today because I was off last Saturday. And I'm in a Freightliner. Yahoo! So yesterday, the last trip I did was in a pickup truck with some scaffolding. And my dispatcher came with me because the delivery for the scaffolding was close to the shop where the truck was in the southeast. And so he helped me unload the scaffolding, and then I drove to the shop, and he jumped into the driver's seat, and he drove the pickup truck back while I jumped into the Freightliner and did another pickup and came back to the yard. And so yeah, my first run today is just delivering a scissor lift. And then I have 2 pickups on the way back, also 2 scissor lifts I'm bringing back. And I mentioned this before, so the truck was in the shop for 2 issues. One was the lever that operates the winch got super sticky. It was very hard to operate, and because of that, the remote didn't have enough juice to move the lever, because actually that's when you operate when you use these buttons over here, you can actually see the levers go up and down depending which button I push. And so if the lever is, you know, inside is like dirty over there, so it doesn't move, the remote did not work, right? And so I had to do it manually. And like, how do you unspool the winch, which is 3 meters away from the controls, right? Like, so I had to hook up a chain. So they cleaned it up. They cleaned up the controls. Now everything works. And the other problem was the compressor was taking too long to pump the air, because if there's not enough air, you cannot release the brake. Because before it was working even at idle, you know, it was adding air. But now I noticed I had to. What is this guy doing? Like 65 kilometers an hour. And so I had to rev up the engine up to like 1500 and even 2000 RPM before the compressor would kick in, you know. And so they fixed that. So now we're back in business. And the good news with the job is that they're looking for a dedicated scaffolding guy. Yes. So they're trying to find a driver, but I mean, it has to be probably some young kid who's not afraid of moving some heavy objects 10 hours a day. Because yeah, dedicated scaffolding, you know, it's not easy. But they also trying to get another truck which would be dedicated. So the driver is dedicated and the truck is dedicated. So they're trying to get a truck specifically for scaffolding. They're trying to design, you know, like so that it's easier as what we have to do now with a pickup truck. And I asked him, I said, where did you get this bed for the pickup truck? Because, you know, they have the frame, the walls, they have hookups everywhere. They have those wall, you know, what do you call them? Like they have in drive-in trailers where you can hook up the like mini harness anywhere, right, for straps. Like the trucks are super well designed for what we have to do. So like, so it's kind of like a commercial bed, you know. And plus the tailgate, electric tailgate, really makes a huge difference. So I asked the dispatcher, I said, where did you guys do it? Was it like, did you buy it like this? He says, no, it was all custom made. So they probably went to like a welding shop or something, or some kind of a manufacturing facility, and somebody had the idea how to do it, you know. It's like pretty smart the way the pickup trucks are designed. Yeah, so my first delivery is somewhere close by here. This is McKnight Boulevard exit. Yeah, I think I'm going east, yeah. And I did
Use the right lane to keep right onto McKnight Boulevard East.
so yesterday was Friday, so after work I cleaned up the Jeep Compass and I started Uber and Lyft. No, just the Uber, to see if I can make a couple of bucks, and picked up two young guys that were going home right to a couple of blocks away from my building. I mean, from my home. And so I said, screw this. So after I dropped them off, I just turned off the app and went home. So just did one ride and my pay was $9. But you know, it's only 7 kilometers, so which is actually not too bad, because typically it's $1 per kilometer.
Then at the next one, turn right.
But today we open, actually today was good because I could sleep 1 hour later, because Saturdays
12th Street Northeast.
we open 8 to 4, whereas before it was 7 to 5. So 8 to 4, so I had to come in at 7:45, so I could sleep until 7. Normally I set the alarm for 6, and then I only have like 15 minutes to get out and clock in at 6:40 so that I can start my work at 6:45. So that's the official start of my shift. But today it was 7:45 and we finish at 4 instead of 5. So beautiful. So I think today I definitely have to do some Ubering. And we have a couple of sports events happening today at McMahon Stadium, and one of them I think is in the afternoon, so maybe I'll see some action, you know. And I checked my Jeep. The Jeep is pretty clean because there was only one ride, so I'm not gonna even bother cleaning it again. Like, well, I might just spray a little bit of that nice thing I have, because it creates a super nice, you know, like new car smell. Everybody likes it. They say, oh, your car smells so good, you know. I often hear from the passengers, oh, your car is very clean. So, you know, I try to keep it clean, because that's how you get tips occasionally, you know. Soft music, clean car, smells nice, and friendly driver, and you drive gently, you know, slow down on turns, don't brake like a maniac, you know. So I do all that. So I drive like a limo driver, trying to give them a good experience. And sometimes people give you tips, but 1 in 10 maybe, right? 1 in 10.
36th Avenue Northeast, then turn right.
Okay, the guy said it's either a former church or a current church, and they want me to drop it off in the front somewhere there. Oh, and that bucket,
Then take the first left.
when I called the guy, he says, does the scissor lift come with the harness? I said no. So I had to go inside and get the harness, and turns out I never saw that harness comes in a sealed bucket like that, like ice cream. I think it's this one. He wanted me to drop it right in the front, near the front door.
The destination is on your right.
So very funny looking church. No crosses, nothing. So it's one of those modern ones, I guess. Okie dokie. Well, the delivery is done. children of God will be happy. But I don't see my guy, so I took a picture, sent it to him. I always take a picture when there's nobody around, just as proof, you know, that we delivered, but also to let them know, because I had to. There's no exit there, is there? Huh, there is an exit, but I thought it was just like a parking spot, but now I'm too close to the curb, I cannot turn, so it's okay. Wait, just do it old school. Try not to hit that advertising post, because it has the master point sign on it, so if I knock it down, people will be confused, they will not know where to muster. Okay, which way are we going here? See, lots of people work Saturdays as well, because this is all commercial and people park in the streets. Look, Audis. Wow, what is this? It's probably some kind of a some kind of a performance shop somewhere. Leak doctor, leak detection specialist. That's an interesting job. Imagine you come home at night and the wife asks you, okay, what did you do all day? Oh, we were fixing leaks. No, thank you. I like my job better. You know, you drive around, you see things, you listen to music, or you can listen to audiobooks, you know. Yeah, this pickup is really close by. Yeah, the dispatcher yesterday, you know, they look at the all addresses and they try to group them so that I don't go like this, you know. So the delivery was in northeast, and so the pickups are both in this area. But man, I love working on weekends, especially in the morning. It's quiet. Most people are still asleep, so the traffic is not crazy. Like rarely you will see a traffic jam on a Saturday morning. Man, this road. Is my suspension up? Sometimes I forget a couple of times I forgot to flip the switch, because you know, when I drop the bed, I let the air out of the suspension. It's this switch over here, but it gives you a red light. So when the suspension is down, there's a red light there, so to catch your attention. But a couple of times I forgot, and I started driving, and the truck is like this, you know, like jumps up and down on every little pothole. I'm like, what's going on? And then I see, hey, the red light is on. So I flip it, and it puts the air in the suspension. But now it was the road. The suspension was inflated. And time flies, right? So I started this job in March, in the middle of March. So April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. Man, it's already 8 months. will be, I think, on 13th next week in November. But so far I like it, you know, good people to work for. Salary is okay, I get overtime. I finish early like 50% of the time.
At the light, turn right onto 19th Street Northeast, then turn left onto 41 Avenue Northeast. Turn left onto 41 Avenue Northeast. At the next stop sign, turn left.
It's all industrial here.
At the stop sign, turn left onto 23rd Street Northeast, then turn right. Turn right, then the destination is on your left.
I think it's this one, but they said it's in the back.
Arrived.
Oh yeah, I think there's an entrance over there. Okay. And the place is deserted. This is my second stop. First pickup, some kind of a bakery. And I texted the guy who rented the scissor lift. You know, didn't call him, so I just texted saying that, you know, I'm coming, ETA 10 minutes. And show up here, I back to the door, nothing. I go to the shipping and there's a phone number there. So I call the number, nobody's answering, there's voicemail. So I call the guy now, the contractor, and I said, are you sure they're supposed to be open? He says, well, usually they work 3 shifts. Can you believe how much people love bread? They work 3 shifts, so basically 24/7. He says they always open. And then I said, hey, it's because it's the long weekend, right? Monday's a Remembrance Day or something here. So technically, yeah, we are not even supposed to work, but unfortunately we work all holidays. We open all holidays, but just shorter hours. The place where I work. But that's what happens sometimes on holidays and Saturdays. I show up somewhere to deliver or usually pick up, and there's nobody there. So nobody home. So I called dispatch, told them, gave them the news, said I wrote down on the paperwork attempt number 1, 9 a.m. Saturday, November 9th. And sometimes they'll have to charge the customer, right? Because now the scissor lift is locked there until Tuesday, right? So we cannot rent it out. And the guy told us, it says on the paperwork, open Saturday. So it's not our fault, right? So yeah, this was my machine and I gave it to a guy for, let's say, I don't know, 2 days. And then 2 days turned into 5. Because he did not give us correct information when the pickup is possible. You know, I think he has to pay, right? I don't know. Oh, All Track Service, ATS. These guys, oh, look at this baby. What is a Chevy? No, Ram. A Ram 350.
Turn right onto 41 Avenue Northeast.
Wow. That's probably like 30 years old. And he has a nice RV style box in the bed, which is probably 50 years old.
At the next stop sign, turn right.
Okay, so the next pickup should work because they gave me the PIN number for the lock. I hate these locks, but I'm hoping this one is electronic, so you just, you know, punch the numbers, which opens the gate, and our scissor lift should be right there. I had to do that the other day.
Turn right onto 19th Street Northeast.
There was my paperwork said scissor lift is on the right side of the building. The code for the lock is this one. Okay, so I see our scissor lift behind the locked gate, and on the gate on that right side of the building there's a real estate type of lock, right? So I tried the code, nothing. I thought maybe they made a mistake, so I changed one of the numbers. Do that for like freaking 10 minutes, nothing. Then I noticed there's a gate on the left side of the building,
At the next light, turn left.
and it has a same kind of lock as well. So I go there and I try that code on the left side of the building. Guess what? It works. So I open the lock, and inside there's a couple of keys. So now I take that key, go back to the right side of the building, and that lock opens the gate. So why would you put the key in that one, not in this one, you know, and give us the code? So sometimes people are funny, you know. So I open the gate and get the scissor lift loaded up, and then lock the keys back in the lock on the left side. So yeah, sometimes you have to be, you know, creative. Think outside of the box. And I seem to be passing this flight museum quite a few times this past weekend today. It's a really a cool place. They have so many interesting models in there. Oh man, that Dodge Ram is following me. Uh-oh, that's not good. Oh, can he do 80 kilometers an hour? Uh-huh. The gap is widening. I love these old trucks, you know. Okay, Highway 2 North, where are you? And often people park here because that's where the runway is for the airport, so they can see planes to land and take off. You know, they bring kids like on weekends to watch the big planes, maybe take pictures, because over here in Canada it's allowed, you know, like in the States after that 9/11 attack, right? I think they passed a law kind of like that you cannot take pictures of the planes in the States, but in Canada it's all wide open. Oh, I remember I was in where was I? I think I was in Detroit. I did a delivery in my, you know, big truck when I was doing heavy haul, and I had my cameras with me, of course, all the time, because I'm a big photography fan. And as you know, I occasionally even make money on the side with it, like that last wedding I did. And so I take my cameras and I go closer to there was an airport right there. I could see the planes land from my hotel window, because, you know, normally after I deliver a load I would go to a hotel for a couple of days, relax, and then start looking for a load to get back. And so I see we are right next to the airport. So I wanted to get closer, and I went to the fence of the airport. There's like no signs there. Yeah, it says no trespassing, but you know, basically don't climb the fence, right? But over there was a walking path. So I started taking pictures of the aircraft. Right away, airport police shows up. You know, looks like a real police. He has a police uniform and police decals on his vehicle. Just says Detroit Airport Police. What are you doing? And the guy is like, looks and sounds so tired, you know, like, what are you doing? You cannot be here. I said, oh, I'm just taking some pictures. I'm an aviation enthusiast. You cannot be here. You have to leave. And of course, you know, he has a gun and he's like, what? You cannot argue with him, right? So I left. Oh, at that wedding, the last wedding that I took pictures of that couple, right? The bikers with tattoos. And I posted some of them on my online, you know, where I advertise my services, actually where they found me. And so for some reason they were looking at my ad again, you know, offering these photo services, and they text me and they say, hey, Sergey, we noticed that you posted one of our pictures in your ad that shows our faces. Could you please delete that? I said, sure, no problem. So I went in, deleted their picture. So some people don't like it when their photos are floating online. Who knew? Road trip, yes. So I did the third pickup. Pickup number 3, picked up mid-size scissor lift and brought it back. And there was no deliveries, so I left our yard empty. But now I have 3 pickups, so I'm picking up 3 scissor lifts, which should be interesting because normally we only carry 2. So to fit 3 in, I would have to put 2 side by side in the front, which requires some fine driving so that they touch each other, you know, like this, and then the third one in the back. Or I see some guys do it because these things, they can turn on a dime. So I see some guys, you know, when I drive it on the bed, I can actually turn it like this and park them, you know, like this. Instead of like this, park them like this. I'm gonna try that because I remember I was able to do it back in the day when I was when I just started in this towing industry, and quite often they would send me to pick up, you know, like 4 or 5 scissor lifts, and the only way you can fit them like that is if you turn them, you know. And houses here are all, you know, heavily damaged by hail. And actually this is the area where I live, but on the other side of there's another road there. So yeah, going to Chestermere, and again, this is Saturday, a long weekend. So I call the guy, he's not answering, so I started leaving him voicemail. All of a sudden I hear his breath, so basically he picks up the phone. And the main point of the call was to make sure I can get to the machine, because it's some kind of a public works, some kind of operations of the city of Chestermere, you know, where they keep probably, you know, like sand and salt and snow plows, you know, stuff like that, like a municipal garage. And I said, is it accessible? And the guy says, yeah, they told me the gate will be open. He told me where the key was hidden, so I should be able to get it. and then there's a second one close to that one, and then the third one. So, and time now is 10 after 10. I don't know, maybe that will be it, and they let me go home early. Then I can probably have a lunch and start Ubering, you know, earlier than I thought I would. And today is pretty chilly, so I'm wearing this warm shirt and a jacket, my vest, because it's only +5 Celsius, which is 41 F. And how do I know? Because +10 is 50 F. So 5 is half of that. So 32 plus 18 is 50. 32 plus half of 18, or 9, is 41. And as you can see, construction everywhere. There's machines, big scrapers, excavators, rock trucks, so now the dozers, rollers, compactors. Yeah, that's not a roller, it's a compactor. So now they're developing this area here. So switching to Highway 1 East. So this will, if I stay on this Highway 1, it would take me to Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and Northern Ontario. But unfortunately, I'm only going until the next town, Chestermere. As you can see here on the right, what are they doing over here? Again, there's excavators, there's oh, there's a cool looking rock truck, but it's on tracks, but has a bucket on the top and everything. Wow, it must be really muddy over there, that regular rock trucks cannot work. So to my left is what is this? I think it's a Chevy Denali HD with a Duramax 6.5 liter diesel. And over there we have a Jeep Cherokee, a small one, looks like my Jeep Compass, and a Chevy minivan. Oh yeah, that's GMC, sorry. The truck was GMC, not Chevrolet. But they're kind of like identical. Highway 1, man. How many times I was on this highway with my semi-truck. Because yeah, if you go around Calgary on 201 on the ring road, then you just jump on this Highway 1 and you keep going. And it stays as 4 lanes all the way to Winnipeg, and then about 1 hour east of Winnipeg it becomes a 2-lane highway. And when you enter Ontario, it becomes, what is it, 11 or 17. Very dangerous highway there, lots of accidents, because it's in the woods with lots of turns. People fall asleep behind the wheel. Or, you know, some of them, they start praying. They turn on the cruise control and they put the rug and they start doing their thing without realizing that the cruise control only controls the throttle, not the steering. Yeah, probably that's the main cause of accidents in Northern Ontario. Yeah, this is interesting. Oh, and there's police over there. Okay. Yeah, the road is supposed to be this one, but it's all demolished, you know. But I see on the map where it shows me it's probably I see there's a couple of gray buildings, because this is all a residential construction. So yeah, where that excavator is, that's where the road used to be. This what is called Range Road. So Apple Maps sent me to the wrong place. So now I have to get somehow, yeah, to those buildings. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And there's like mansions over here, 3 stories. No, 2 stories. All right, so how do we...
Then take the first left.
Yeah, I see, turn left. So it was supposed to be this road going in there.
800 meters, making a turn.
Yeah, okay, community operations, that's what it is. Community operations, that's what the guy said. Oh, and I see our scissor lift over there. Now, how do I get in there? Oh, it's this one, okay. But isn't that the opposing traffic? Wow, this is crazy. Because yeah, this is opposing traffic here. So I guess I have to go this way to keep it civil. Private property, no trespassing.
800
Wow.
meters, turn right onto Township Road 2. Turn left, then the destination is on your right.
Uh-huh.
Proceed to the route.
So finally it's
Turn right, then turn right.
it found it. Yeah, sometimes it's tricky, you know, like as a pickup and delivery driver, I have to, yeah, the guy said the gate will be open, so he did not lie. I see our blue machine.
Then the destination is on your left.
Okay. Well, the scissor lift number 1 is loaded. I try to turn it, you know, try to put it like this, like I was saying. No, it's too long. Like I think a small one, because this is like medium size, a smaller one you can turn, but this one, the bed is not wide enough, you know, like it's a bit scary. And trying to get so close to the edge, you know. So what I ended up doing is I put it to the side, and so when I load the next one, there's enough space. I'm gonna park them like this, and so that they touch, and then I just use one chain on each end for both. like I did it before. And as I was loading, some guy shows up in a pickup truck with a trailer, and there's a garbage container over there, and right behind it there's a sign that says no dumping, this area is under video surveillance. But the guy acts like he knows what he's doing, and so he just starts dumping some I guess it's leaves, old leaves from big bags from his trailer into the garbage container. And I see this thing wants me to go this way. Ah, so that's how it was. So this range road was going this way and then looping towards the this one. But I cannot go like that because of the blocks on the road. So I'm guessing we have to go like this.
Proceed to the route.
And that's the guy with the pickup trailer. The guy who was dumping garbage in the area under video surveillance. Maybe that sign was for something else, not for this garbage container. I don't know. Maybe that's a municipal. They allow maybe this. I don't know. $90, $95, $100, $105, $110. The speed limit is reached. It's 110 over here. The truck is flying. Now it's down to 80. Now guess what? Now everybody will be passing me. So my cruise is set at 84 kilometers per hour. Speed limit is 80. Now look what's gonna happen. And now that guy is turning. Look at this guy. Some broken up car, and there's a gate, the road is closed. He's probably trying to steal other people's stuff. See, there's so much land around, it's unbelievable. Like, I can see downtown Calgary from here, I can see the TV tower, CN tower. RV storage is everywhere, so it looks like, you know, people buy these RVs. See? And then actually I think they live there, but they're not supposed to be year-round. But I see doors open, cars are parked nearby. I was thinking about this, you know, when I sold the truck, so I thought maybe instead of buying an apartment, just get an RV, you know. But I didn't have a truck. Oh, look at that guy. He went on the shoulder, probably drunk. Yeah, if I were, you know, for RV you need a strong vehicle. Like my Jeep Compass can only do 2,000 pounds. That's the trailer with the load. But my Durango, I think it's, I'll have to double check. I haven't looked even at the manual yet. I only looked because actually it did not come, my Durango, like, you know how a lot of these new vehicles, they no longer include a printed manual. Instead, there's just like a card and it says scan this code, and you use your phone, you scan the code, and it takes you to the website where the manual is. I'm guessing it makes sense. Actually, for me it's much easier to read it on the large screen of my iMac, but I downloaded it anyway, not just the, you know, didn't want to do it on the website, so I downloaded the manual. It's like 300 pages. I was checking, I wanted to double check the gas, recommended gas, and guess what? Turns out for my 5.7 liter V8 Hemi, what they recommend is not 87 but 89, which is interesting because I had the Dodge Charger before with 5.7. I just used most of the time, I think I used 91 actually, because I felt the car was doing better. But in the manual here they say that this Dodge Durango will work fine on anything between 87 and 89, either that one or this one. But they said if you use 89, you will get better fuel economy and better performance. But I don't see 89 quite often, you know, often. Usually it's, we only have like 3, no, actually wait, 87. Yeah, I think I did see it somewhere. So next time I fill up that Dodge Durango, I'm gonna put 89 and see if it makes a difference. And I still haven't found, I need to find the secret lever that moves the second row of seats. Like, how do you get to row number 3? Because there's only 2 doors, right? So there should be a lever that moves the seats forward so that people can get in the back. So again, yeah, I'm gonna make it my my task this weekend just to get that whatever I have in the glove box over there and just study everything and read the manual, the PDF manual I downloaded, because in case yeah, there was no rentals, right? It's still dead. Even at 85 bucks a day, nobody wants to rent this brand new Dodge Durango. But you know, and so I still don't have the license from City of Calgary to do Uber in the Dodge Durango. So only Jeep Compass right now is licensed, and so that's why I did not drive Durango to work today. I just drove compass, and so after work I can grab some snack and just go and do some Ubering, as I call it. But yeah, yesterday was funny. You know, just picked up the guys at pretty much 2 blocks from my job and took them to 2 blocks away from my home. So I would be driving that anyway if I was going home. And so instead of burning gas, I made $9. So, you know what? Nothing's wrong with that. Oh, I'm gonna catch the yellow again, I think. No? Okay. Yeah, this is still Highway 1, right? Except here it becomes like a bit further down, it becomes like a city street with lights every 200-300 meters. But once you cross the 201, the ring road, it becomes a freeway. So yeah, those are my plans for the weekend. So basically, since I added another payment for the car, so I cannot sit at home on the weekend, so I have to work. But I love doing this taxi. I would do it full time if I could.
Take the exit onto 36th Street East.
But unfortunately, you cannot survive on just, even if I do it like, I don't know, 10 hours a day, I would make less money than what I'm making now at my job, plus this, plus YouTube channel, plus occasional photography, plus my small pension. So pension is just ridiculous, right? After being in Canada since '97, all I got was like $365 from the government, which is like a slap in the face. But it covers my internet, high-speed cable internet, and it covers my cell phone. So again, nothing wrong with that. So my cell phone and my internet are free.
Use the right lane to take the exit onto 36th Street East.
All right. Exit and then what? And then left. Okay. Oh, 36th Street. I like this one because that's where my former Chrysler dealer is. You know, where I bought the Jeep Compass, where I bought the Hellcat. But now this one I got from
Use the left lane to keep left, then turn left onto 36th Street Northeast.
Dodge Durango I got from what is called South Trail Chrysler, like the new dealership in the south of the city. So these guys are no longer have my vote because they didn't want to reduce the price.
At the light, turn left onto 36th Street Northeast.
Yeah, they wanted $77,000 for this Durango. So I went to another dealer and I saved $12,000. But yeah, this is a good area also for Ubering. There's a World Gym, there's a Real Canadian Superstore, the liquor store, a bunch of restaurants, there's a couple of hotels over here. It's a good area. You see, this is how you load them. You load them real close together and use one chain. And so I had to undo chains, of course, on the first one, move it, and do another chain like this. So we're good to go. We have space for the third one, so should be okay. Well, my GoPro died and I'm out trying to make some money with Uber, and Uber is dead. I started at 3:30 because I finished work early today. And 3:15 I started the apps, Uber and Lyft, and it was like lukewarm and only got Lyft. Uber was dead, so just did 3 rides. So now it's after 5. So from 3:15 to 5:15 I made $23. Man, some days are like this, but at least I worked today, right? So I did make some money. I think I made like $150 at my main job, but we only worked from 7:45, and they let me go at 3. There was no more work, no more deliveries, no more pickups. And now Monday is a holiday, but we open from 8 to 1. So I might try, Monday I'm gonna try this gig economy again. Oh, and I wanted to say, so my both apps are on right now, Lyft and Uber. So I just drop off the guy here at a fancy hotel with a restaurant. I'm guessing he was meeting somebody for dinner. Probably a beautiful lady, all covered in diamonds, but you never know. But what's interesting thing happened today during lunchtime. I picked up one scissor lift. No, second. When I picked up the second one, I parked them, put them like this on the bed next to each other. And it was time for lunch and lunch break. And my next pickup, they said do not come before 12. And I look at my clock on the phone. It says 11:20. So I have to kill basically half an hour, which is perfect because I like to have early lunch. And I was in the area where there's a big T&T supermarket, like a big Chinese grocery store. And they always have very nice buffet to go. And there's a huge parking lot. So I thought, okay, I'm going to stop there. And I look at the watch, at the clock on the cell phone, it says 11:30. Okay, so I'm going to give myself 30 minutes. Go grab some, Chinese buffet and come back to the truck and have a good meal. And I see there's a car sitting like 3 parking spots away from me, and it's a Tesla, and the right door is swung open. I look, I don't see anybody inside, but the door is open. So I thought maybe somebody inside, having a meal in the driver's seat, because I cannot see them. I was like, across, so I could only see the passenger side. So I thought somebody must be there. Probably they feel hot or something, even though it was like +5, 41F. But anyway, I didn't pay much attention. So the guy with an open door, go inside. It takes 15 minutes because there's like a big lineup, and it's expensive. I got a big bowl, and it cost me $18 because it was like $2.35 per 100 grams. So I guess I was hungry, so I loaded all this stuff, But it was very good, fish, meat, some salad, like a very nice buffet. And so I'm coming back, and I'm start eating, and I look at the car. The car is still there, this blue Tesla, with the door wide open on the passenger side. So I keep eating, and I'm thinking, maybe I should call police about this, because something funny is going on. And so I got out of my truck, and I walked around, did not approach the vehicle, but just walked closer on the on the curb. I did like a circle, and I look inside. There's nobody inside. But I see on the passenger where the door is open, there's a lady's bag on the carpet, like interesting. So I call 911. And she says, what's your emergency? And I say, well, I'm at this Pacific Center, like a mall, shopping center. And I said at 36th Street, and she says, what province and what city? I'm guessing when you call, I assume that when you call 911, it's a local police that responds. No, it turns out it's like federal. So the lady was probably sitting somewhere in Ottawa. I said, I'm in Calgary, Alberta. And she says, okay, I'm going to connect you to Calgary police. Stand by. And I waited maybe a couple of minutes on hold, and then some lady comes on, says Calgary police, and she takes my report. I said, I want to report suspicious activity. I said, maybe somebody broke into this vehicle. It looks expensive, white leather inside, Teslas, right? It's a Tesla. And so she takes my report and says, I'll send over a police car to check it out. She says, do not approach the vehicle. So I said, okay, I'll take it. Do I have to stay and wait for them? She said, no. If they have questions, I have your phone number, so they'll call you. I said, tell them I'm going to take a picture. I'm going to take a picture of the car in case they want to see the picture. And so I go out. After we finished, I take a picture of Tesla, and at the same moment, there's an older white guy and a younger Chinese lady are approaching with shopping bags. And they look at me because I was standing like 2 meters away from the car, or maybe 3 meters. And they look at the car, look at me, and I say, is this your vehicle, guys? And they said, yeah. I said, well, the door is open on the passenger side. They go around, look at the door, and I said, what happened? I thought somebody broke into your car, so I'm sorry, but I called cops. So don't be surprised if a police vehicle shows up. And he says, no, everything is there. And he looks at his wife, I guess, and he says, it's because she is stupid. But can you believe it? Somebody arrives in the parking lot of this TNT supermarket in a big shopping area. It's busy, people walking around, people park cars, leave, and they open the door, they get out, and then I guess they went to the trunk to get some shopping bags. That's what I see most people do. They carry their shopping bags in there. And somehow they left the front door open and just walked away, did not lock the car. Like, what kind of a early Alzheimer is that, And so I'm thinking, and there's no police, and I'm thinking, man, I probably should call 911 again, because they'll be upset with me. They'll send the car. Oh, and these guys left. So these guys, they got into the car, and I keep eating because I have a whole pile of food, and they're sitting there. I feel they're staring at me, because they don't know what to do. But they waited maybe 5 minutes. There's no cops, no police. And so I see it's Tesla, right? It's pretty much noiseless, soundless. But I hear the electric motor. I turn my head, and they left slowly. And so I'm thinking I should probably call police again to tell them that false alarm, everything is good. Nobody broke into the vehicle. And so I call him again, and some guy answers, a police officer, and I say, hey, I talked to your colleague before, this is my name. He says, what's your phone number? I give him my phone number, and right away he's able to bring up my report, and he says, it shows that the police is there. I said, I don't see anybody. He says, well, they're on the northeast corner of the parking lot. I said, well, I cannot see them, but can you tell them that it was false alarm? The guys showed up and they left. So no broken windows, no shooting, nothing. And he says, okay, I'll send them the report. And because of all this, I lost 15 minutes. Like 10 minutes first time and probably 5 minutes the second call. And so now instead of 30 minutes, my break was like 45 minutes. So I go back to the yard to the, when I bring back, after I load the third scissor lift, I bring them all back. And I say, I'm sorry it took so long, but I had to deal with police to report some suspicious activity. And my dispatcher looks at me, she says,
What suspicious activity? I said, well, imagine like there's a expensive car parked with the door open, swung open, and nobody inside. Like, what am I supposed to do, right? So I'm like being a good citizen, you know? And actually, those guys, they thanked me. I said, guys, I'm sorry, but I thought something fishy was going on, so I called cops. And they said, thank you. So I thought they would be upset with me. But anyway, that's what happened today, like a funny story, you know. And I'm sitting, at first, you know, before calling, I was thinking, shall I call her? Because they'll think I did something, you know, like, you never know. But I gave them a report. They took it down, sent the car. I call them again, you know, false alarm. Everybody's happy, I think, you know. So I don't think I did anything wrong. So I just thought, you know, better be, you know, on the lookout for some bad guys. Because I thought somebody, you know, if I don't report it, somebody would steal the stuff inside that I could see, you know, like bags, there's a woman's bag in there. Anyway, very unusual occurrence. Well, see, I've been talking for 10 minutes and nothing from Uber, nothing from Lyft, even though both apps are running in the background. Like, this is very unusual for Saturday. Usually Saturdays are busy. But, you know, I worked all day today. I think I'm just gonna head home. If I don't get anything before I hit my area, I'm gonna turn both apps off and maybe try my luck tomorrow. But Sunday, it's worthless to start in the morning. So in the morning, I'm gonna do my laundry. I'm gonna do my books, you know, expenses for previous month, file some reports, and then maybe have a early brunch. And I'll try my luck. I usually Sunday, I try to get out around 12, you know, 12 noon. Sunday, you can get some work with Uber and Lyft. So, but yeah, today was not a very good day. $23 in 2 hours. And that's gross. That's before gas, before expenses, before taxes. So, oh, one of my passengers was an interesting, so I had 3 rides. So one of the rides was from a real Canadian superstore. And I see the name, says Catherine, but Russian, you know, like Russians, well, not Catherine, but Katerina, just spelled with English letters. And I'm thinking, that must be Russian. And I show up at the real Canadian superstore. There's 3 girls, and they're like 18, 19, you know. And they look at me, and they open the trunk by themselves, and they put all their shopping bags in there. And I say, please don't close it. I'll close it myself, because, you know, if they try to force it, there's a button here that I can push to close it automatically. And the girl that sat next to me, she says, you can speak Russian. And she says that in Russian, because she says, we assumed you were Russian. We saw your name. I said, oh yeah, same here. I said, I saw your name, Katerina. I figured you were Russian. But turns out they were Ukrainian, but they all spoke Russian. So the entire time they were talking about, they were heading to some party at some friend's house. Oh, we have the pizza, you know, So it was interesting. And then the last passenger was this guy I brought from that area where I drop off these young girls. I picked up a guy who was going to this fancy hotel. But yeah, so Uber is dead, Lyft is dead. Captain Sergei is heading home. Thanks for watching.